And the king stood by the pillar and made a covenant before the Lord, to walk after the Lord, and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all his heart and all his soul, to perform the words of this covenant that were written in this book. And all the people joined in the covenant.
This king of the Franks is often called the father of modern Europe, because of his efforts to bring disparate European tribes together in a common civilization. However, Charlemagne thought of himself not as the father of Europe, but as an Old Testament king. Which Old Testament king? Since he was the first king of that particular empire, you might consider him another Saul. Since he was the shrewd developer of a mighty civilization, you could see him as a Solomon. But the king Charlemagne chose as his model was a more obscure one, Josiah, the boy king of Judah, who brought spiritual renewal to the nation. Josiah had assumed the throne at age 8, and was still only 26 when a temple housecleaning uncovered an old copy of the Book of the Law. God's commands had been long forgotten, but this dusty volume led the nation into revival. King and commoners alike pledged themselves to a renewed covenant with their neglected Lord. Charlemagne had become king at age 24. Like Josiah, he lived in a dark age. Sometimes Charlemagne quoted the words of Jesus about the increase of wickedness in the last days when the love of many would grow cold. He wanted to bring some light into the darkness,